The same youth who were told they would have shifts to work once this government comes to power continue to roam the streets without work, while farmers and traders complain of poor sales due to weak demand. The 24-hour economy program is estimated to cost $4 billion US, of which the government is expected to contribute between $300 to $400 million. We are going into the second year since the program was launched, yet the government failed to announce in the 2026 budget the targeted tax incentives and rebates it promised to attract the investment. The allocation of 90 million Ghana cedis to the 24-hour economy for 2026. In fact, the minister said 110 million Ghana cedis for 2026. But if you go to the appendix, you will see only 90 million Ghana cedis allocated towards the 24-hour economy. 70 million of this is for goods and services, and 20 million of this is for capex. This can best be described as tokenism, given that the program is the main development blueprint of the NDC government. This, no doubt, is helpless. This cannot help achieve the program objectives of creating a 133 job model. On another note, the big push, which was promised 13 billion Ghana cedis for implementation by the government for 2025 fiscal year, had by July been issued commitment authorization of only 7.6 billion Ghana cedis. You allocate 13 billion Ghana cedis. You issue commitment authorization covering only 7.6 billion Ghana cedis. It is yet to be seen how much they have actually disbursed under the program as the year draws to the end. Will Ghanaians therefore believe the President and the Minister for Finance for allocating 30 billion Ghana cedis for big push in the 2026 budget, when they could not even release funds allocated for the same big push in the 2025 budget? Surprisingly, in his usual excitement, the minister indicated at paragraph 1183 of the budget statement, and I quote, "The 63 billion Ghana cedi road contracts awarded so far under the big push would generate an estimated 490,000 jobs." Unquote. I take it again. At paragraph 1183 of the budget statement, the minister said, and I quote, "The 63 billion Ghana cedi road contracts awarded so far under the big push, 63 billion Ghana cedis of contracts, road contracts awarded so far under the big push would generate an estimated 490,000 jobs." Another deception. How is the government able to award road contracts under the big push amounting to 63 billion Ghana cedis when the total allocation for 2025 was just 13 billion Ghana cedis?
You heard Minority spokesperson on finance and former finance minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam.
So that's their reaction to the 2026 budget statement. Let's go to Tamale. It's in Tamale, all right, but the constituency is Sanarigo. The member of parliament for Sanarigo is also a member of the finance committee of parliament. He's an NDC member. Dionobo Ataisa, he's joining us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you so much, Umaru, and let me say good evening to your listeners.
Good evening to you. Did you listen to your big brother from Karaga?
Yes, sometimes it's regrettable to respond to your senior brother, but we have to do that.
He says that, among a number of other things, that the 24-hour economy, for instance, remains a confusing mix of ideas. He even questions the money you are or the funding, not the budgetary allocation for the big push, considering that the contract sums are higher than the budgetary allocations. How do you marry these for us?
All right, so thank you so much for the opportunity. And I wanted to take it claim by claim, then I'll deal with that. But let me begin with your questions on the allocation in the 2025 budget with regards to the Big Push program. I have always explained Ghana has adopted the accrual commitment accounting basis. We don't report only single year expenditure commitments. Every budget that has been presented presents multi-year expenditure lines that will do the short to medium term expenditure framework. So if you look at 2025, we did the fiscal framework from 2025 to 2028. If you look at the budget that we read yesterday, the budget is capturing the medium term from 2026 to 2029. The 13.25 billion Ghana cedis that was allocated for the Big Push program, government had already announced that over the next 2 years, we intend to spend an amount of 13.25 billion Ghana cedis. So you don't expect a total release in year one of 13.25 because government has announced that the program is a 2-year program. Now he questioned the fact that why are we allocating 30 billion this year when we had allocated 13.25? We do a cost build-up. Last year was for a 2-year period. This year, number of road allocations has been done under the Big Push program, including the expressways that we are currently doing. The design is out. So the cost will always build up as we expand the scope of work. So please, it is surprising when a former finance minister who should know better that Ghana does commitment accounting and not cash accounting. Now let me take it one after the other. The minority claimed that the government has manipulated data, which is very serious. Example, they made mention of the deficit, primary balance, and they made this damning statement to the extent that the IMF is not properly scrutinizing Ghana's data. The same IMF that gave an approval and a pass to the NPP government for first and second quarter today are not scrutinizing the data as presented by the finance minister. And let's look at the budget to see whether what they are saying makes any logical sense. If you look at the budget projections on commitment basis, Umaru, for purposes of education, when you are recording cash accounting and accrual accounting, commitment basis doesn't mean you are spending the money. That simply means that these are earmarked projects that is intended to be executed. So the budget projects on commitment basis, the expenditure is 302.5 billion Ghana cedis. It doesn't mean that government of Ghana for 2026 will spend 302.5 billion, because inside this 302.5 billion includes multi-year expenditure items. Total revenue, we are expected to get 268.1 billion for 2026. And this is the irony. The MPP will now go and say that how project to spend 302.5 billion, yet your revenue is 261.8 billion. Where are you going to finance the shortfall? There is no shortfall if you understand simple accounting. The accounting here is that the expenditure of 302 billion does not include the cash component of 2026. It includes both the cash component and that of the commitment components. That is just the emphasis that I want to place. So on the face of figures suggest there is an improvement in all our fiscal variables. And today, surprisingly, they never question any of the fiscal matrices except doubting the credibility of those metrics. The same standards, the same IMF that gave them approval ratings for them to go back to the domestic market after the debt restructuring program is today questioning the same IMF for those difficulties that we face as a country. Umaru, the second claim that the budget didn't address the issue of job and that the growth rate we are seeing is a jobless growth and a jobless budget. So let's look at the data. The government had in 2025 March, we projected to grow the economy at 4.8%. The MPP said non-oil growth in their time grew by 6.1%, and that the nominal growth rate was about 5.7%. So even with a reset agenda, we shouldn't be going back. But we told them that the growth target we said was modest, but plausible given the recent crisis that we face as a country, in the sense that we did not want to zero growth where it will not translate into improving the welfare of our people. So much emphasis for the 2025 budget was to ease the pressure on the Ghanaian citizens and also engage in structural reforms and private sector investment. Umaru, at the end of 2025, now we are no more talking about projections. We are looking at outturns. What is the outturn for this year? In 2024, growth on nominal basis was about 5.7%. Now it's about 6.3%. And this is as of October. What was the now oil growth of 6.3% in 2024? Now it's at 7.8%. So look at inflation. Government had an end-year inflation of about 11.9%. From 23.8%, Umaru, bear in mind, in 2024, the end-year inflation was 23.8%. Government projected that we would do inflation at 11.9%. Even before September, the inflation rate sustained from single digit. Currently, we are doing at 8%. And that is not even the good news. The good news is that food inflation, which is the basic thing that erodes the income and savings of the ordinary Ghanaian, is today improved. And that is why you see the cost of goods and services in the market is on the decline. Then they talk about hidden liabilities. Surprisingly, you took the total public debt of this country from 122 billion. You took it all the way to 726 billion. Yet the minority have the audacity to say that the rollover of treasury bill in the market of about 111.1 billion is a fiscal risk, forgetting that in 2024, the total rollover in the domestic market to pay maturing debt was over 300 billion Ghana cedis. So if these people have the audacity to question somebody who is rolling over short-term debt to pay the maturing debt that they accumulated for this country. So for me, the budget on this account includes, in fact, this is the first time a finance minister is presenting a budget statement that has come with a total public debt management measures. First of all, we have reintroduced the sinking fund. And the idea of a sinking fund is to make sure that every project has a commercial value. So when you commercialize your investment, it means that the returns from the investment should be used to defray part of your debt that is used to construct it. Unlike in the past, where projects were just awarded without any commitment, committed funds or earmarked funds, this time we have reintroduced the sinking fund. We are also doing the bond buybacks. Simple means that people who bonds are maturing, government through the extended debt restructuring program we are currently doing is intended to issue new bonds at lower concessional rates for people to take on and free government of fiscal space for us to achieve that what we want to do. So the government is actively recognizing the debt risk and putting in measures to make sure that we close that gap, which is a positive step. Omaro's fourth point, I'll end soon. Revenue projections, according to the minority, is too optimistic and the tax burden has been shifted. Surprisingly, I never knew reviewing and making the VAT regime simple, removal of the distorted tax regime, and also removal and reduction of double taxation is something they call a tax burden shift. Umaro, if you look at the budget that was presented yesterday, the government aims to increase non-oil tax revenue to about 15.7% of GDP, which is in 2025 we're doing 15.1. VAT reforms have seen effective VAT rates from 21.9% to 20%. Let me explain that. The VAT regime, people should understand this. Under the current regime that we have in 2025, even from the MPP, what they do is that they introduce the flat VAT rate regime, where there is nothing called input-output tax deductibility. Omaro, your mobile phone, if you buy a mobile phone at a cost of 10,000 Ghana cedis, the government will charge a VAT of 21.9% on it. Now, if you go and buy a case to improve the value of your phone, government, instead of government to charge the value on the mobile phone plus the case, and then you will apply for a tax credit to suggest that when you bought the mobile phone initially, you had paid VAT, and that the new VAT, they should subtract the difference and give you a tax credit. MPP government never gave any tax credit to anybody. Government is saying that now the input and output deductibility regime under the VAT system has been reintroduced. COVID levy, a campaign promise that is having a cascading effect on the nominal and real income of average worker. It is having a cascading impact on price of goods and services sold in the market. How can a reduction or a repeal of such a levy will be classified as a tax burden? But what they don't know, unlike their case, I remember those days, we told them that introduction of an obnoxious e-levy will not give you the needed revenue that you want. We, in our case, the tax reforms that they are seeing are pro-business and pro-SMEs. That is higher threshold and lower VAT rate, which addresses part of the minority concerns of that tax burden. We are shifting the burden from businesses to make sure that they become competitive. In fact, currently, if you look at the cost build-up of many of our imports, one of the driving forces is the import duty and other related taxes. So it makes businesses in Ghana not competitive in the African region. So for them to think that easing the cost of doing business in Ghana is a tax burden shift, then they do not understand. The principle of Lafayette will tell you that you don't necessarily need to overburden Ghanaians, a country with taxes, because it reaches a time that the people do no longer trust your tax regime and they will not pay. That is why we are making sure that we introduce a tax regime that is compliant with the best tax principles of economy, convenience, and then value for money.
Okay.
Finally, on infrastructure claim, they are saying that the big push is doubtful. Umaru, you and I know the public procurement law of this country. When you read a budget in April and you promise to make sure that you spend in the next 2 years 13.25 billion Ghana cedis on big push, now you've released 7 billion. When, in fact, President Mahama, as we speak, is still short for many of the regions. I'm sure you are aware. And we are saying that we promise over the next 4 years, the total amount that we'll put on the big push is $10 billion. Currently, 13.25 billion has been earmarked. Another 30 billion is currently earmarked. And then next 3 years and then fourth year, we'll make sure that within the 4 years, we'll spend an amount of $10 billion. And that is why for the first time under the Big Push program and under our infrastructure program, we are currently spending about 282 million Ghana cedis for 10 kilometers of agriculture enclave roads. We are also earmarking to spend 690 million Ghana cedis for the farm service centers. That will make cost of production in the agri sector very cheaper, and it will translate in the output that they will bring. Government is also now committed to building a very stronger and resilient agriculture sector.
Okay.
Cost of living. In fact, this is the last point I will make, and it's laughable, Umaru.
You said last like 3 times.
This is my last point. This is my cost of living. The minority argue that the budget does not sufficiently address rising costs of transport fares, high inflation, and general living costs of people. They say the infrastructure and the macro numbers matter less if ordinary Ghanaians feel no relief. Now, this is my response to the minority. Unless they were not listening to what the finance minister said, the budget emphasized, first of all, we have stabilized inflation to about 8%. That will guarantee a stable nominal and real income of average Ghanaians and increase savings and restore macroeconomic stability. Currency exchange rate has improved. Ghana cedi is doing about 34% against major trading currencies. Also, if you look at our external credit rating has improved, reserves of this country has improved. Now you go to food security. Government has allocated 245 million Ghana cedi security and agro-industrial programs. Okay. 200 cedis additional release to the national buffer store to buy from the glass that we are currently seeing. Okay. Government is a huge amount of money in education, health, and social protection. 33.3 billion to education, 4.2 billion to free SHS, and then 1.2 billion for the LEAP program and the no stress policy and major other social interventions that the government has done. So to suggest that, of course, when you read a budget, you expect the minority to have a say. But we must not peddle falsehood. Okay. Because where you are coming from, you are not just an ordinary communicator of a party. You were the former finance minister, and fidelity to the truth and data must be sacrosanct and must be at all times respected.
Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Honorable Ataisa, NDC Member of Parliament for Sanerigu. He's a member of the Finance Committee. Let me speak to his counterpart on the committee for the people of Wale, Dr. Kabiru Tia Mahama, also member of the Finance Committee. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you very much, Omar.
Your spokesperson who addressed the press today, he served as Minister of Finance for at least a year, I think, after Ken Ofori-Atta left. Your government left office not long ago. Where you drove the economy to, there's a view that you shouldn't even be commenting at all, and that to the extent that this government's first budget has been presented, they make the promises they made, you should look and watch and wait for them to deliver rather than being a naysayer. Especially when I've just spoken to your colleague who has said that you probably did not listen to the speech because all the measures have been put in place and the budget is a possible budget. How do you respond to that?
Well, first and foremost, I would not want to impugn on the integrity, the communication and listening capacity of any member of parliament, and that if I disagree with any presentation, I will never suggest that the person was either sleeping while the budget was presented or the person was not listening. That's it. Second of all, anyone suggesting that because we have just left power and that we shouldn't be speaking does not really know how this economy has come to be what it is today. We all know, and it is an undeniable fact, that we are an IMF-supported economy. That support came on the back of negotiation that was done by a government. That government had a plan in place, and that plan was a 3-year plan. A plan that was supposed to bring our inflation to 8% plus or minus 2%. That was supposed to ensure stability in our exchange rate. That was supposed to reduce our debt to GDP. Basically, that was the framework in place, and when the MPP left office. So it cannot be true, and anyone suggesting that because since we're not as good as they are today, we ought not to be speaking or shouldn't be speaking, the person basically doesn't understand what a program is and what to have a program being 3 years now. Another reason, look, the budget was presented and the presentation was done. We had issues, and the issues we are raising are the bread and butter issues of everyday Ghanaians. So I don't know why anyone would suggest that the communication put out by the minister and former minister for finance, or the minority for that matter, ought not to be coming from us. We are supposed to be responsible opposition. The good people of Ghana had promised. In any case, this is not the first budget of the government. This is the second budget. In fact, it can qualify as a mid-term budget of the government, because the government has 4 years, and this is their second year budget, right? So anyone, they should realize that the honeymoon is over, and that the Ghanaian and opposition would have to be critical on the policies and programs. In any case, the first budget they presented, the 2025 budget, what has become of that budget? Can they say how many jobs have been created due to that particular budget? Can they tell the good people of Ghana what is the purchasing power of the Ghanaian? Like how many people? In any case, we have presented in our presentation that inflation that they are plotting, they have equally stated that 60 billion have been mopped up from the economy. And you know, Omar, do you know what it means to mop up 60 billion from the economy? That is why we are here. No Ghanaian has money to buy anything, and it's food black. And basically, that is what we are saying. That even if you want to introduce certain measures, you have to do it progressively and in a manner that do not affect the everyday Ghanaian, that do not affect the person on the street, trying to make sure that ends will meet. These are the concerns we are raising.
The practicality of the budget, though, do you see any challenges in terms of revenue generation based on the big push agenda? And now they've even mentioned a new expressway from Accra to Kumasi. Based on your reading of the numbers, how does it look? Revenue being generated versus the expenditure planned?
Yeah, if history has anything lesson we need to learn from, if the previous budget of the government is anything we need to learn from, we should have every reason to be worried, because the previous budget, they promised a big push of some 13 billion. 7 billion was able to be, so far they have been able to account that only 7 billion was spent, about 7 billion was spent. Clearly, the government has not even done up to, almost about half of that particular promise. So allocations are one thing. Getting the revenue to meet those allocations is another. We can approve every allocation proposed by the executive, but as to whether government can get the revenue to, look, this government will not be able to raise the revenue in 2026 to meet this budget. Why? Because about 3.7 billion of reliable sources, which was coming through COVID-19, has been taken off from the revenue basket. And they have not indicated how they are going to, except to say that they are going to improve on compliance and leveraging on digitization. That will not give us definite figures as to how much that will bring in. You know, every budget, since this time, they have been talking about tax compliance. But how much have you been able to do in terms of bringing in more revenue due to tax compliance? We've not been able to do enough. That is why every government keep on introducing new tax measures. And I think that the revenue measures are going to fail. And I wish they will be able to prove me wrong, because we hope the good people of Ghana will benefit for whatever they are doing. Another thing, look, they promise so much. You look at Accra, the big push, and I hear them talk also, even the hospital sector. Some of them, they say they want to do, PPP arrangement, private partnership arrangement. Look, this government is actually promising. They still think that they are in the era of being promising or promising the good people of Ghana without clear, measures that will ensure that their promises are fulfilled. None of those budgets has given us clear indication of how they are going to finance it. And if history is anything we have to learn from, the fact that they have failed in meeting their revenue target, even in the previous budget, should tell us that they cannot do in the next budget. Remember, in the previous target, what makes you think that they will be able to meet their target even without introducing, even in fact, they are even reducing some of the tax measures. COVID-19 is gone.
And people are happy. Is that not even good for the economy? There would be some reprieve. You've seen how his calculation has come up for the COVID-19 levy that you talk about. He talks about how that's going to benefit people. Generally, it would affect the economy positively.
Generally, it will affect the economy positively. I'm not taking away that from the minister. And the fact that the tax was a burden on some people who import goods and services, or people who have to, pay that particular, had to pay that particular levy. Basically, it was a tax burden. And it's going to reprieve many Ghanaians. But the downside of it is also that government is also going to fail. That's why there are over 150,000 nurses the government cannot employ. That is why the government is not able to stay timely on its obligations. Statutory payment, some of them have not gotten the required percentage as approved by the statutes. For instance, National Youth Authority, National Youth Employment Authority, they have not received what is prescribed by the law. You see, all these things are coming because the government actually is committed to, if you like, playing with the propaganda, with the manager of the economy. They will not tell the good people of Ghana that, look, I missed my revenue target. In the presentation, one would have thought that he will be harmed DCD field. But he presented as if everything was okay. Responsibility to even ensure that, we even demand that they fulfill those particular promises. But that said, at what cost? It is what the Ghanaian people will have to look out for, and the pain that they are going to, exert on the good people of Ghana is what we are worried about.
Finally, this president has a track record of leaving legacies. He left behind the first Dubai exchange we have at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. He left behind a number of facilities, health projects. Now he's...
In any case, put it on record and take it from me. If President John Mahama is able to construct a new route, a total new route, in 3 years, that has no linkage to the current work that is being done that is being done in the country by the government, then I would say the president has done more than any president has ever done. Just that one alone.
But that's not enough. Because you doubt that it will happen, I thought you put your seat on the line or something. Because if you're just going to commend him, that's nothing, no? He said he would do it, and that he has done it before.
To even admit that the president, look, I can put my seat on the line, and I tell you the authority that the president cannot deliver that in 3 years.
You put your seat on the line. So if Honorable Kabiru Tia Mahama, former official at the office of Dr. Baumia, the former vice president, NPP member of parliament, first termer for the constituency called Wale Wale, in the northeast region. You are saying to me on Eyewitness News tonight that if in 3 years John Mahama's government delivers a fresh road from Accra, the express, Kumasi Expressway as they call it, you would not run for parliament or you resign? Which one is it?
You believe the president would do that, then it is you one word against my. If you believe and you are ready to give me something, I'm ready to put in that. I'm not make promise against someone who has not even demonstrated.
I am not doubt. I have no reason to doubt him or to believe him. But you are doubting him. But you see, if you are doubting him based on specific numbers. So for instance, they control the purse. They say they will bring the contractors. They will do the work, and it's going to create jobs for people. They are going to they have everything worked out. Do you doubt it based on asking you to put something on?
I doubt it based on financing. That's one.
Why? They have the money. The budget has. You are going to approve that budget, and it's
the money. They are only hoping that the money would come.
Come from where? They are using GOG. They are not going for a loan like you did with Sino Hydro.
No, there's no money lying down for them. They have to tax people, and they have to get it from tax revenue.
Yeah, but taxes are always assured.
And taxes are always assured, but why do we miss our target? So the assurance from taxes is not 100%.
But they haven't even said they are using taxes for it. I think they are going to rely on the oil. That's the sense I get. They are going to rely on the oil revenue, which I think is a very, very stable source of revenue, is it not?
They have not even committed. You see, oil revenue has some commitment. Pay this amount to single fund, pay this amount to, Heritage Fund. There are commitments. Part of it is what we are using for infrastructure development. Their view of infrastructure development is the big push. That's everything. How much have they budgeted for the big push? 30 million. 30 billion. Right? So basically, what they are trying to do is, even in 2026, this government cannot borrow. In 2026, this government cannot borrow. They only have the chance to borrow as they like from 2027 to 2028. So basically, from all indications, it is not possible, it's not feasible that the government will construct a whole total new route, but it is good for the optics. They put an AI picture of it and video of it, and people like it, it's okay. But I'm saying that we are not running an artificial intelligence economy. We are running an economy based on numbers. We are running the economy based on how revenue is trickling in, and the government has shown that they meet their revenue targets in the previous year with increase in taxes. They cannot meet their revenue target in 2026 when there are no new taxes.
Okay, let's leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us. But in fact, if they do that road, Honorable Kabiru, when you're going to Wale, don't use it.
I hear you.
Thank you so much.
I'll use the Eastern Corridor.
You can use the Suhum Road. That one will still be there for you. But they said they will tax the expressway. They will not tax this one. So, unless you are ready to pay tax, or use Eastern Corridor. Thank you for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Kabiru Tia Mahama is NPP Member of Parliament for Wale. He's a member of the Finance Committee. Earlier, you heard his colleague on the committee and MP for Sanarigo, Ata Aisa. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll return with more. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509 551 609 today. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
My hands are champion, creating temptation. 100% natural kibo. Ginger, garlic, onion. No salt, no MSG. No preservatives. Steam them natural. Chicken, fish, and meat. Yes,
Kivo 3 100% natural ginger garlic onion powder. Incredible aroma. Champion taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ginger, garlic, and onion. 3-in-1 Kivo.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Who cries calling me this other one?
Hello. Good evening, Kwame.
Good evening.
We are into baby foods and would like to introduce...
Wait a minute. How did you get my number? You just use ways and means to find people's numbers and be calling them by heart. No respect for privacy or anything at all.
Oh, Bra Kwame.
Is your business privacy ready? Do you collect and use information of people in your line of work, like their name, number, location? You might be doing the wrong things. Whether you're a big company or a small one, you must respect people's right to privacy. Register and be certified by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. It is the law. You will receive the necessary training, advice, and guided on the right systems to put in place to help protect information you collect about people. Register your company. It's simple and online. Visit www.dataprotection.org.gh to register. Privacy is the responsibility of everyone. Remember, privacy is personal.
Channel One TV has a way of telling their stories. Stories that empower change. Capturing the trending issues, delving into our communities, getting out the voices that matter.
Almost 13 to 16 people were under the ground and it collapsed on them. Yesterday we were able to make it and remove 8 of them and 4 were dead.
Channel One Newsroom, CNR, brings you an exhaustive coverage of the day's news. 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. every night.
Don't mine in forest reserves, and always when you've created a mess, clean it up. The laws are there. So it's not that we need more laws, it is just that we need more enforcement.
Channel One Newsroom captures the exact news temperature of the nation. From the northern, western, eastern, and southern parts of Ghana, Channel One Newsroom, CNR's got you covered.
Let's speak to the core issues in terms of how we can prevent professionals who have been given the mandate to teach our children, and for this matter, the old children's standard of care, and how they can live up to expectation.
8 p.m. and 11 p.m. every night.
How can somebody wake and you tell the person I appreciate you for 10 good months? I can't stand it. I'm owing rent. What should I do to be able to pay my rent? I don't understand. They should pay us. Enough is enough.
CNR, telling your stories, empowering change. Catch CNR on Channel 1 TV at 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. every night.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi 97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi 973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi 973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. Let me bring some of your messages. And Son of God says, Honorable Amin is yet to understand the dynamics around public finances and economic planning. NPP's blanket agenda is to discredit... Oh, why did you scroll that thing up? To discredit all policy proposals of the government. Let me take the next message. Go down. No, down. Yes. Daniel Akpaliok in Sandema says, yesterday's budget presentation is a refreshing departure from the years of suffocating economic mismanagement we endured under the NPP. Muniru in Tamale says, this minority knows no shame. If they know that pumping 4 billion can stabilize the city, why did they decide to share the several billions they borrowed with? I can't read that one. One more message. Let me see if I can get one more. Okay. Yes, Baba Chairman in Tamale says, indeed, the budget read by the finance minister yesterday is nothing but a galamsey budget. Peter Fain in Teshi says the 24-hour economy is not a department or an agency that can be seen, but a policy that agencies and organizations can control, can enroll on to improve productivity and livelihood. The MPP should be well informed on the policy. Let's talk about security matters now.
The government has announced that families of the 6 applicants who lost their lives in Wednesday's stampede at the Elwak Sports Stadium will receive a special slot in the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment. The announcement was made when a government delegation led by Deputy Defense Minister Ernest Boja-Jemfi and Gender Minister Agnes Namumulate visited the bereaved families. Speaking at the family residence of one of the potential recruits who passed at Ejumako Enyan Isiam, the Deputy Defense Minister assured the families of government's full support and encouraged them to put forward a qualified relative to take up the offer.
This tragic incident, as we all know, some 3-4 months back, the ministry had a major tragic incident that claimed the life of the minister. And so we are not even out of that yet, only to be met with this very, very painful exit of 6 precious lives. Very promising young ladies, beautiful, who wanted to be in the military uniform. And so it's a very painful period for all of us as Ghanaians. And that's why His Excellency the President asked myself, together with the Minister for Gender and other government officials, to visit all 6 bereaved families and condole with them, as well as to offer support for them, some psychological, others, how we can manage to bury the 6 victims. Back to your question, yes, we think that these 6 young female potential recruits had made it. They were qualified to the stage where we were to inspect their documentations and also do body selection in order to assess their fitness level. And for the family to lose them under the circumstances as we have, His Excellency the President has directed that we give the opportunity to the family to replace all these 6 dead persons. Of course, we have to check their fitness level, how they are healthy, how they qualify to be with the Ghana Armed Forces. Not only that, His Excellency the President has also directed that all injured persons involved in this tragic incident be also given the automatic qualification to be recruited for the Ghana Armed Forces. At any point they recover and our health professionals assess their suitability to be with the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency the President has given the directive that we give them automatic recruitment to join. So this is what government is doing to condone.
Yeah, the Deputy Defense Minister, Ernest Broja Jemfi.
Richard Kumado is a security analyst. He's joining us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
I want to get your views on what the Minister for the Interior said. But before then, I don't know what your reaction to this announcement by the government to compensate the families of the persons who died of the stampede. They want to give them their family special slots. That sounds like a good plan, even though, of course, the chaos that characterized the exercise has not been the best.
I think you've said it all, so let's go with what you said, and that would have been the same thing I would have said.
One more thing, and now I'm going to be qualified as a security analyst. One more thing I'm going to ask. The President has asked that it should be put on hold. Before it's resumed, would you say that they should consider the plans that have been outlined today by the Minister for the Interior as the way forward henceforth for the armed forces as well?
The only thing that is different from what they did and what the Interior Minister is saying today is that the digital platform is going to assign you a center, unlike what they did previously where manually they assign people a center. Secondly, the centers are going to be a bit more many. One of the questions we asked was that you have Independence Square, you have Accra Sports Stadium, you have Legon Stadium, you have Botima Stadium and Ewa Stadium. What stops them from distributing the people along these lines and make sure you bring instructors to pick them up, and you would have gotten the same result? To the extent that we have a hindsight of what has happened, I believe that is why this digital platform will be given the opportunity for the centers to be spread along the city. Other than that, it is the same thing they did. And it is also important to say that this is just the initial procedure of you applying and you being picked to come for the next processes. So that it shouldn't be said that the fact that the system has picked you up, then automatically you have been qualified and you will be given a chance to serve in our security agency. So that is the point I want to make.
The minister has also said that it's going to be 1,000 applicants per day, divided into 500 for morning and 500 for the afternoon. The number 1,000 feels big as I consider it. Do you think, for instance, if we have 1,000 divided into 2 coming to the Elwak Stadium, we wouldn't have any challenges?
This is the military we are talking about. The military has handled several tasks with huge personalities and complex tasks. I think what happened on the day was a procedural failure. was a bit more lack of preparedness. If they had prepared themselves and rehearsed the processes and got there a little bit earlier, they would have prevented it. And this is an avoidable.
No, I'm actually referring to what the Minister for the Interior said in relation to the new recruitments, that they are going to do the recruitments. The people are going to be 1,000 per center, and they'll be divided into two groups, where the first 500 comes in the morning, then the second 500 comes in the afternoon. And that if you were chosen to come for the second part of the day and you come in the first part, you are automatically disqualified because they don't want overcrowding.
I think many of these things I would have loved it to be worked out with the law enforcement agencies. But to the extent that you have a military recruitment that gives us 6 days, the Minister of Interior has taken charge and is leading the process. But I don't think either the police or the military having 1,000 people on their hands would have created a problem for them. If they are well rehearsed and they are well prepared for the day, they use a procedure that they didn't expect is going to throw out their numbers, and they were not too much prepared. If you look at it, we have recruitment centers across this country who did not record any casualty. So something good might have happened at home, which Accra people overlook. When it comes to the police have centers all over this country. And if you distribute 1,000 people across Ghana and you ask police recruitment officers to go and deal with them, I don't think the numbers will be overwhelmed and they would have had a challenge. The minister also said if you are supposed to be at 12 o'clock and you get there 11:55, you will be disqualified. I want to believe that that is just a joke to calm down tempers. Otherwise, as law enforcement officers, one of the things we look out for is punctuality. So if you are starting at 12 o'clock, then presumably it is expected that you need to be there by 11:30 or 11:40 or 11:50, 10 minutes to relax and make sure you go through the process without being rushed. So all these ones will have to be considered as the new outlook is out there and a new approach is out there. Those in the front lines who would deal with the recruits or the applicants will have to be a bit more prepared, and they will have to take lessons from what happened at their work.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That's Richard Kumado. He's a security analyst. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Fava.
Now, Chief of Staff Julius Debra has outlined government's plan to partner with the private sector to advance the 24-hour economy initiative as part of efforts to accelerate Ghana's export drive. According to him, government is engaging directly with industry players to identify their challenges and explore practical solutions. He disclosed that a bill to support the policy is currently before Parliament, adding that once passed, it will introduce a range of incentives for investors in the manufacturing and agro-processing sectors. Speaking during a working visit to Nutri-Foods Ghana Limited for a familiarization tour of the snacks and culinary factories in Accra, he emphasized that the initiative is not a mere political slogan, but a practical approach to drive industrial growth and job creation.
I think we've gotten the first part right, because when you have business people, investors come into your country and you don't give them the incentives or the support they need to enable them to operate freely, trust me, capital flies and everybody want to go to where they'll be more comfortable. And so I'm happy as part of the 24-hour and accelerated export drive. Actually, the bill is in Parliament now, and once it's out, you see that several incentives are going to be given to investors who want to go to the manufacturing sector and agro-processing.
You heard Julius Debra, Chief of Staff. Away from that, a leading Ghanaian neurosurgeon, Dr. Teddy Totime, has urged the private sector to invest more in the country's healthcare system to help deliver world-class specialized medical services locally. He emphasized that sustainable improvement in health outcomes requires strategic collaboration between the government and private entities. Speaking at the November edition of Achimota Speaks on the theme Healthcare or Death Care, Dr. Totime called for neurosurgery and other specialized medical fields to be prioritized under the Mahama Care Initiative to ensure equitable access to advanced medical care for all Ghanaians.
What has pushed medicine forward in the countries that have become medical destinations is private sector. And the truth is that there's a lot of research needed a lot of strategy needed, and all this needs to be funded. I think that there should be looking at medicine and specialist care as a business case. There's a room for philanthropy, but I think that actually for Ghana, because of the countries that surround us, specialized medicine is actually a good business case. And when it's looked at by the private sector in that orientation, it's very important. We need to look at the future.
Dr. Teddy Totime is a leading Ghanaian neurosurgeon speaking at the November edition of Achimota Speaks on the theme Healthcare or Death Care.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hey, Ruben. Every 2 seconds notification. The Momo keeps on coming. It keeps on coming, eh?
Ma, I am the community Momo man now. People send money, and with the Momo app, every payment is done. My transactions are flying.
Hey!
Ah, ma, you didn't know, eh?
Over 2 million Ghana cedis is up for grabs in the Stillman Saka promo. Transact more than 100 Ghana cedis with your Momo app, and you could win daily, weekly, and monthly cash prizes, and 100,000 Ghana cedis grand prize. And it's not just payments and money transfers. Bank to wallet transactions, savings, loans, investments, pensions, POS transactions, and Momo transactions from other partner platforms qualify. This promo runs in collaboration with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ah, go me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Make a choice. Go for it. You need support to achieve. A new verse awaits you. The Republic Verse, where you're treated as uniquely as you are. Succeed, thrive, outshine yourself. This is our verse, the Republic Verse. Join the Republic Verse and big up. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you are abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more, and the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Melody Fafa. But to further details now. Some financial analysts say the 2026 budget delivers much-needed relief for businesses and individuals despite the government maintaining tight spending controls. Head of Finance at Melbourne Capital, Nelson Kujo-Kwabegyi, explains that Ghana's improved macroeconomic performance over the last 10 months shows that government's fiscal tightening is beginning to yield results, an outlook he believes will help boost investor confidence. But he doubts the government's ability to meet its revenue targets, especially after scrapping some taxes and levies meant to mobilize funds.
As an industry player, I can just confidently say that the budget as it was presented yesterday actually inspires hope. The budget inspires investor confidence, and the budget is policy credible. This is because the gains that we have achieved over the last 10 months is as a result of prudent fiscal consolidation measures that was put in place by the bank, by the finance ministry, and also the strict monetary stance taken by the Bank of Ghana. And so, yes, the budget is credible. My only worry is that the quantum of revenue that the finance minister intends to raise, having considered the fact that some of the levies have been taken out, if we'll be able to achieve our revenue target. But looking at the budget as a whole, I think it is policy credible and it inspires investor confidence. I've always been saying that once you are building your external reserve purely on commodity exports, technically there are inherent risks.
You had Head of Finance at Melbourne Capital, Nelson Kujo-Kwabegyi. Away from that, stakeholders in Ghana's quality and food safety sector are urging government support to strengthen the country's infrastructure and enable SMEs to meet international standards and compete globally. They highlight that despite increasing awareness of standards, many Ghanaian SMEs face challenges in obtaining certifications due to the high costs associated with infrastructure, capacity building and training. Speaking in an interview after the launch of the annual Quality Summit and the 10th anniversary celebration of QA Consult, CEO of QA Consult, Johnson Opoku-Boateng, highlighted several systemic issues that continue to affect Ghana's quality landscape.
All these standards, they are very, very crucial for us to be able to transform and move beyond the shores of Ghana. Before you can put anything on the European market or the US market, you need to be certified to some of these standards. So for example, you cannot go to the European market with food if you are not HACCP certified. HACCP is hazard analysis and critical control points, and I've explained that one earlier. So standards are very, very key to us. The thing that we see, or the challenge that we have in Ghana, is the fact that the items or things that we need to actually put in place in terms of infrastructure, capacity, in terms of training, it's a little bit missing because, for example, infrastructure is a bit cost intensive and SMEs struggle a lot to be able to make these infrastructure available.
US CEO of QA Consult, Johnson Opoku-Boateng. Now, government says it is undertaking a comprehensive review of regulations governing the downstream petroleum industry, a move that will include reenacting a new National Petroleum Authority Act to align operations with modern market realities. According to Minister of Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapo, he says Ghana must update its legal framework to strengthen consumer protection, improve industry oversight, and position the MPA to respond effectively to new market trends. The minister was speaking at the 20th anniversary celebration of the National Petroleum Authority.
As we celebrate our past, we must prepare for the future. The global energy landscape is fast shifting and rapidly turning towards renewables. That is why government is undertaking some comprehensive reviews and reforms within the downstream sector, including the reenactment of a new NPA Act. This new legislative framework would empower the NPA to drive the integration of cleaner and alternative fuels, enhance market transparency, and ensure consumer protection, whilst aligning taxes, levies, and pricing structures within the system. Our objective and my objective as minister is simple: to position the NPA as a regulator for the future, responsive, innovative, and digitally enabled, but more importantly, environmentally aligned with our national development goals.
You are the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor. Now speaking at the same event, Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Eduji Tamaklu, assured the public that the authority will continue to safeguard the country's petroleum security while maintaining strict oversight of the downstream sector.
The chosen theme, 20 years of fueling Ghana's progress, the journey, the legacy, and the future, sums up the NPA story thus far. This milestone marks 2 decades of dedicated service, innovation, leadership in Ghana's petroleum downstream sector. The legacy of the NPA is written in its contribution to national stability, investor confidence, and consumer protection. It has ensured a steady supply of petroleum products, enhanced safety standards, foster fair competition among industry players. Above all, it has helped fuel Ghana's economic growth, literally and figuratively, keeping industries running, transport moving, and households supplied. As we celebrate this milestone, we must also look ahead. The NPA's next chapter must therefore be one of more of innovative drives, supporting cleaner fuels.
You are the CEO of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Eduji Tamaklu. Away from that, GCB Bank PLC has concluded its participation in the 2025 China International Import Expo held in Shanghai from November 5th to November 10. The expo, themed a big market for all exports to China, hosted more than 1,000 businesses. GCP Bank's participation underscored its commitment to boosting Ghana's export potential and supporting local businesses to explore opportunities in the Chinese market. In partnership with the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, the bank supported 30 Ghanaian exporters across sectors including cocoa, cashew, shea, coconut oil, textiles and spices. Speaking in an interview, head of SOEs and Afro-Asia Banking, Aurelia Baba Ofori Odame, said the initiative by Ghana's largest indigenous bank positions Ghana to take advantage of China's zero-tariff trade policy for developing countries.
We have clients who have participated in CIE that have gotten a lot of orders to the tune of $100 million. And it was all done because of the partnership with GEPA and also some of our partners in China, ensuring that their products are registered appropriately, they meet the standard requirements of the Chinese market. And so that is one of our success stories. But we have many other success stories to tell.
You heard the head of SOEs and Afro-Asia Banking, Aurelia Baba Ufori Odame, ending City Business News. On Eyewitness News, I am Melody Fafa. But to fair up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind says be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Flight 715 is now boarding.
Welcome to the Stanbic Bank app that makes you live a lot more like
topping up my electricity before ECG do me yawa.
That's smart. And you have to send more money. Forgot?
Easy. We'll just transfer from the app.
We are about to take off.
Okay. Let me also enable my travel notice.
It was that easy, huh?
Ah, complete. Now I can use my card abroad without it getting declined.
Hey, you forgot to pay your water bill. The guys are outside to disconnect.
Wait a minute. Water bill payment? Done.
Why you lucky?
Charlie, my Stanbic Bank app sorting me back to back.
Level up and do more with the Stanbic Bank app. Download now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 0302-815-789 to get started. Stanbic Bank.
Christmas, my favorite time of the year.
This festive season, Volta Serene Hotel invites you to experience the magic of Christmas and New Year like never before. From 20th of December to the 1st of January, step into a world of joy, music, laughter, and celebration. We begin on the 20th with a soulful carols night, filling the air with warmth and melody. Then, on 23rd and 24th of December, arrive in style as we welcome you with fresh coconuts and local treats. Christmas Day brings pure delight, exciting moments for kids, relaxing escape for adults, and an elegant all-white dinner under the stars, crowned with a spectacular fireworks display. On Boxing Day, embrace culture and rhythm, from picnics and traditional dance to an unforgettable high life and old school night. As the week unfolds, enjoy movie nights, live music, karaoke, and endless fun. Until we welcome 2026 with a breathtaking fireworks show on New Year's Eve. Special Christmas packages starting from 4,050 for individuals, 5,250 for couples, and 8,900 Ghana cedis for a family of 4 for 2 nights. Call or WhatsApp 0541 539 867 or 0362 025 243 to book your experience today. Volta Serene Hotel. Feel the serene touch.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. I repeat, or call 0244-644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi 97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi 973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi 973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. I am Umaru Sandamada. Tonight on Point Blank, we are talking about internal security agencies. They are opening for recruitment, and like we saw in the Ghana Armed Forces, the government is promising that that thing would not repeat itself. As a result, the Minister for the Interior, the Honorable Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, NDC Member of Parliament for Aswasi, has been addressing the media explaining how recruitment into the police, immigration, and fire service will be handled to deal with the issues of overcrowding and more. Let's listen to him.
The details of the web address and the USSD shortcode details will be in publication, like I said, on Sunday. The system we are developing is robust, centralized e-recruitment portal, and an initiative implemented to ensure harmonization and standardization of the conduct of the recruitment across various agencies under the Ministry of Interior. This process will enable every applicant to monitor and follow through the process right from the beginning till you are admitted into the training school. So you can monitor the progress of your application. When you will be called for particular exercise, if it is screening, you know through your phone. You don't need to be told by another person.
because you've applied. When you are to apply, when you are to appear for medicals, you'll be told if you qualify to the next stage. When you are writing what test, all those things you can monitor from your phone. But we also acknowledge network is not same across our country. There may be some areas where genuinely network issues may be a challenge. And we do not want to disadvantage anybody. So because of that, we've opened another window where you can get the voucher through any Ghana Commercial Bank branch nationwide and Ghana Post branches across the country in areas where network is a problem. But if you are in an area where your network is good and you have your mobile money account or even the mobile money account of any person, you can easily do this seemingly on your phone without necessarily having to walk even to your veranda. The application process will be seamless and online, utilizing the robust and secure platform designed to handle a large volume of application efficiently. The online portal is very user-friendly and easy to navigate. Even those of us who struggle with IT, in fact, I could go through it easily. So I can imagine for the Gen Zs, that one will be a very smooth and easy exercise for them, allowing you to apply from the comfort of your home without any stress. The portal will be accessible on multiple devices, including smartphones, tablets, and computers. Multiple centers will be available for screening applicants. In fact, one of the challenges that we have tried to use to even revise our strategy is the incident that unfortunately happened. We are trying to say, for example, in Accra, where we expect to have very large numbers, we are looking at possibly using between 10 to 15 centers a day, so that we'll make sure that there's no overcrowding at all. The centers will be strategically located across the country to ensure accessibility and convenience for all applicants. Very importantly, this exercise is going to be regionally based, so everybody can do it from your region, and depending on the size of the numbers that we get, in each region we could have up to 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 centers happening on the same time, just to avoid a situation where they will be overcrowded. Several phone numbers will be provided on the portal for assistance. So operational 24/7. Whether you apply for Ghana Police Service or the Prison Service or Immigration or even Ghana Prison Service, there will be numbers that will be provided so that if you have difficulty, you can call, and it will be 24/7. Our dedicated team will be available to answer your question and provide support throughout the application process. The system will automatically allocate applicants to screening centers. So, for example, we have decided that every screening center should not screen more than 1,000 a day. And even the 1,000, you screen 500 in the morning and screen 500 in the afternoon. So if you are for afternoon and you decide to rush in the morning, that itself becomes basis for disqualification. Because then you want to be a security person, but you don't want to comply with rules. So if you are scheduled for afternoon, say Legon Stadium for afternoon starts from 12, after 12 noon, and then you come there at 11:50. That becomes basis for us to disqualify you because you don't want to comply with the rules. So the system will automatically allocate. So if you apply from, say, Tamale, and Tamale has maybe 3 centers, say maybe Tamale Secondary School Park, the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium, and probably, say, Ghana Secondary School Park, and you have to go there in the morning, it will show you, let's say you are in Tamale and you have these 3 centers, the system will automatically assign you to Tamale Secondary School or Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium or Ghana Secondary School Park automatically, and to also designate whether you are going in for the morning or you are going for afternoon. So we want applicants to pay serious attention to every information that they have so that they do not go and get themselves unnecessarily disqualified because they couldn't follow simple instructions. To avoid overcrowding and unforeseen situations, the screening exercise will be done in teams. The police service will complete its screening before another agency starts its screening, ensuring no congestion. So this is what we are going to do. So let's say the portal is going to open from 17th November to 15th December 2025. After the portal is closed, we will set a date for screening. We will not want a situation where fire service is doing it at the same time with Ghana Immigration Service and police, so that the chaos. So what we'll simply do is that all across the country, same day, police will be doing it. They'll be doing the screening, and when they are done, then fire service may come on, then probably Ghana Prison Service, and then immigration. So we'll announce all that, and you will see that on your portal. And we know a lot of young men in our country may want an opportunity to say that, okay, my first option is to join Ghana Prison Service. What if I don't get? Maybe I may be able to qualify for Ghana Police or Ghana Immigration. So the options are there to enable our young people to be able to try their choice of maybe one or two or three as they may wish. Honorable Minister, let me emphasize that the recruitment process will be free and fair. The system will select qualified candidates based on merit. It is not true that selection have already begun, as some have claimed. I can tell you on my honor, and I can assure you that under the watch of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, this will not happen. Nothing has started. Nobody in this service today will call or anybody call to tell you that there's some other route that can be used to get to this recruitment. If you have those, we are going to create possible lines where you can make complaint, and even if you have recordings of people who call to claim to assist or have one way or the other by you paying some monies, if you give us, we'll be able to track them and be able to deal with perpetrators. We have broadened the scope, as many of you might have checked in our publication, where for graduates and professionals and even ordinary recruits, we've moved the age to 30. And for craftsmen, for the first time, probably for a very long period of time, for the first time in many, many years, now we are focusing on craftsmen, where we are looking for electricians, we are looking for painters, we are looking for carpenters, we are looking for fitters, and what have you. And the qualification there, BEC, MVTI, City and Girls, and the others. So broaden the base, and the age is 35. So with this, we want to believe that if you are not qualified with all these criteria, then I'm sorry, I'm sure even God may not want to help you. So there will be nothing like, oh, just don't apply. There's a route that we can get to the minister or this thing. I have been cautioned seriously by His Excellency the President, and I will not want, because of somebody, I should suffer the fate of getting to be accused of doing the wrong thing. So please, the only way you can get through is through applying and going through the process. That is an assurance coming from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and we want the young people of our country to take this very seriously and don't rely on anybody assuring you that he can get you through any other means rather than applying through the process. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to reassure the public that we are committed to transparency and accountability throughout the recruitment process. We will ensure that all applicants are treated with dignity and respect, and that the process is conducted in a fair and impartial manner. To our young people, I say that this is an opportunity to serve your country and make a difference in the life of others. We encourage all eligible Ghanaians to take advantage of this opportunity and join the internal security services. We are looking for talented dedicated, and patriotic individuals who are committed to serving their country. If you are qualified and interested, please apply. This is a great opportunity to join a noble profession and contribute to the development of our nation. We are looking for you, and we believe that you have what it takes to make a difference. In conclusion, I want to thank the security agencies for their cooperation and support as we begin the recruitment process. I also want to thank the public for their understanding and cooperation. We are committed to making this recruitment exercise a success, and we look forward to welcoming all our new recruits into the internal security service of our country. Well, I can assure you that we are going to take the process very, very seriously. I've told all my lieutenants, and we are combat ready. We will take everyone who has to go for training. You can be rest assured we will have gone through all the vigorous stages. Very, very vigorous stages. And maybe, I don't know whether this is a right forum to say it, including drug tests. We'll make sure that we'll check whether you are a drug addict, so that we'll make sure that we do the right thing. And I want to assure you that under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we will do everything humanly possible to make sure that this process, the right people get into the training.
The words of Minister for the Interior, the Honorable Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak, speaking on recruitment into the Ghana Police Service, Immigration and Fire Service. That's by way of Eyewitness News tonight, and indeed for the week, which came to you from our studios in Accra. I am Umaru Sandamado. Tonight I was here with Fafa Melody Botufe, production by Sami Wiafi and Kobina Wilson, as well as Fred Tete Jabano. Yemano Lati was on the technical side of things, while Yemano Usu led his team of new media to bring us online. We'll be back on Monday at 17:30 GMT. For more news and current affairs, Channel 1 Newsroom at 8 p.m. is what you should tune into. And the big issue at 9 a.m. tomorrow is Salom Kojadonu on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, something you should look forward to. Meanwhile, it's time now for the biggest sports program in the Western Hemisphere. Benjamin Kitty and the City Sports crew ready to bring you that. I leave you in their hands. Have a good night, blessed weekend, and see you on Monday, inshallah.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
City 97.3 Accra.
Will be to me, Soriano Paso or Quedman or Crass or Quedma, no Pomfrey Juma, which me Irani fee, quine, no copy will be fee. Aquada will be Paso, Eddie Honansa. I better walk Quedman.